Hi, welcome to my video on extra problems with standard form of a circle, part 2. First question, find equation of the tangent to the circle, because this is x minus h all squared, y minus k all squared equals 25, and this is x minus 3 squared plus y plus 4 squared equals 25, and we want to find the equation of the tangent at 6, 0 in slope y-intercept form. Well, the center of the circle that's negative 3, so that's a 3, and that's a plus 4, so that's a minus 4, and 25, r squared is 25, so the square root of r squared is plus minus the square root of 25. So r is equal to plus minus 5, so the radius is 5. So let's just draw a little picture of what's happening here before we start. So what we have is the x and y axes. So the center is 3, x is 3, and y is negative 4. So there's the center there. And the radius is 5 units. So we go 5 up, we go 5 down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We go 5 to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the circle that we have, just as a rough sketch. And its tangent at 6, 0, and the tangent is perpendicular. So here's the radius here's the center at 3, negative 4, and this is the radius, and it's perpendicular to the tangent. So the tangent touches the circle at one point like that, and it goes on up through. So that's the perpendicular there. So we're going to find the equation of this tangent right here, and you can see that it hits, notice the slope is negative and the y-intercept is up here. So let's go to work and find it. So the slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and the center of the circle is 3, negative 4, and the point on the circle is 6, 0. So if we go x1, y1, x2, y2, then y2 is 0, minus y1 is negative 4, x2 is 6, minus x1 is 3, so that gives us a 4 over 3. And what happens with a tangent, because it's perpendicular, then the slope, and I'm going to use the slope of the tangent, just write it like that. The slope of the tangent is the negative reciprocal. So you flip it upside down, which is 3 over 4, and you take the opposite sign. So the slope of the tangent is negative 3 over 4. And it's going through the point 6, 0. And the slope y-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So this is x and this is y, so y is 0. The slope is negative 3 over 4. X is 6, so we have to find what the b is, which is the y-intercept. So 0 equals, and that 2 and the 4 goes 2, 2 and the 6 goes 3. So that's a negative 9 over 2 plus b. So that means b is equal to positive 9 over 2. So the equation, y equals mx plus b. Y equals the slope of the tangent is negative 3 over 4x. And the y, b is a plus 9 over 2. So again, this is just an estimate. So you can see you got a negative slope. And I have it hitting here, but this looks like it's at a 4, but it's not. It's supposed to be at 4.5. So there's the equation of the tangent, which is perpendicular to the radius. Number 2, graph this. This is a circle. Again, x minus h, y minus k. Notice x minus h all squared, y minus k all squared equals, and put an r squared here. So that means we're going to graph this circle. So the center of this circle is 2 and -1. And r squared is equal to 9. So that means r is square root of 9, which is 3. Radius is always positive. So we want to graph this. So let's draw this down here. And the center of the circle is 2, -1 right there. And the radius is 3. So let's put some more. That's 2, -3, -4, -5, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. So the center is 2, -1, and the radius is 3. So we will go right 3, and we'll go left 3. We'll go up 3, 1, 2, 3, and we'll go down 3, 1, 2, 3. So this is the circle. Again, this is only an approximation. Just that's the graph of it. Again, that's the x, and that's the y. Now it says state the domain. The domain are the x's. So the x values, if you look at this center here, which is 2, -1, when we go horizontally to right here, we add on 3, so we get 5, -1. And when we go, that's to the right, adding 3, take away 3. So this point here is -1, -1. And when we go up 3, so notice on the horizontal line the x's changes, so the y's don't. On the vertical line we go up 3. So on the vertical line, the x's stay the same. And you add 3 to the -1. When you go down, the x's remain the same, and you get, so that's a -1, 1, 2, 3. It's -2, -3, -4. So these are the ordered pairs. That's the horizontal axis, and that's the vertical axis. So the domain starts at -1, less than or equal to x, less than or equal to 5, and x belongs to the real numbers because it's shaded. And y is the range, and the range value go from a -4, less than or equal to y, less than or equal to 2, where y belongs to the reals. And when we say belongs to the reals, it means all the values of x from starting at -1 up to 5 is on this graph. And all the values of y starting at -4 going up to 2 are on this graph. Okay, let's continue. State the coordinates of the endpoints of the horizontal diameter of, again, this is a circle, and we got the x values being squared, you had the y values being squared equals 16. So the center of this circle is -2 and 3. And r squared is equal to 16, so r is equal to 4. And so this, again, draw a picture. And I like to draw this the x-axis and the y-axis. The center is -2, 3. So that's approximately right there. And we want the endpoints of the horizontal diameter. The horizontal diameter. So the radius is 4. So if I'm here, I'll go 4 units. So I'll go, so that's negative 2, 3. So 4 units is 1, 2, right to there. So if you add 4 to here, you'll get 2, comma 3. If you go this way 4 units, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's negative 2. So you go to negative 6, 3. That's a 3 there. That's negative 2. So the horizontal diameter of this circle is right there. So the coordinates of the endpoints, one endpoint is negative 6, 3, and the other endpoint is 2, 6. And notice the midpoint of negative 6, 2 in the middle is negative 2. If you add these up, you get a negative 4. And a negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. So that's the endpoints of the horizontal diameter. And again, as you can see, the circle is doing this. And that's the horizontal diameter. And notice on a horizontal line, the y values are the same. The x's change. And number 4, state the domain of the range. And as I mentioned before in previous videos, you can pause your video at any time and work these answers before I do. State the domain and range. The domain are the x values. The range are the y values. I already have the circle drawn. So what I'll do is pick, looks like the furthest point to the right. This looks like the furthest point to the left. So that's your horizontal diameter right there. And the furthest point up looks like this one. Furthest point down looks like this one. So this is your vertical diameter. And so like a scope, this is the midpoint. So if this point here is a 6, and this point right here is that point there is negative 2, 1. This point here is 6, 1. So the midpoint, the domain goes from negative 2 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 6, where x belongs to the real numbers. And the range are the y values. So if you notice, this is in the middle here, and I mentioned the radius. So if you go up here, the center is the midpoint here. So that's x is 2, y is 1, x is 2, y is 1. So notice that the radius is 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we go 4 up, you get a 2, 5. If you go 4 down, you get 2, negative 3. So you're at 1, you go down 0, so you're going down 4. And the range is the y values, and the y values go from negative 3 up to 5. And again, doing the horizontal diameter, doing the vertical diameter, and the midpoint of those two is the center, and then you count your radius. If we go up 1, 2, 3, 4, the radius is 4 all the way around. Number 5, a circle has a domain of 2 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 8, where x belongs to the reals, and it has a range of negative 3 less than or equal to y less than or equal to 3. Y belongs to reals. Find its equation in standard form. So I always like to draw a diagram just to see. So the x's are going from 2 to an 8. And the y values are going from a negative 3 to a 3. So the y values are going from 3 to negative 3. So if you take the domain, which is 2 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 8, and you take the middle of it, you take 2 plus 8 divided by 2, you get 10 over 2, 5. So the x-coordinate of the point is 5. If you take the range from a -3 to a 3, and you get the midpoint, you get a 0. So you have a circle, you're in the middle of this one, and you're in the middle of this one. So there's the center of your circle, which is 5, 0. Because the midpoint, the middle of the x's is 5, add them up, you get 5. And midpoint of the y's is 0, so the center is 0. So that means if you look at from here, so what the circle is doing is doing this. So you can see that the radius is going to be a 3. So if that's 6 units, half of 6 is 3, so that's 3 from there, from center to here, and that's 3 to here. Or if the total distance is 6, 3 is halfway. 3 is the diameter is 6, the radius got to be 3. So the circle is an x minus h all squared, y minus k all squared equals r squared. So we have an x minus 5 squared plus, and the y coordinate is 0, so let's put a 0 in here. I get y minus 0 squared. And the radius is 3, so it's 3 squared, so I have an x minus 5 all squared. Y minus 0 is y, so it's just y squared equals 9. So that's the equation of a circle, knowing this domain and range, and it's in standard form, which is center radius form. Again, the more practice you do, the more problems you do, the better your thinking becomes. And if you like my video, click on the like button, click on the subscribe button, visit my math website, www.mathfullyexplained.com, to find more information about me, my videos, and the content. That's the content on my YouTube channel called Math Fully Explained. Thank you for viewing my video. Hope the video was of some help to you. Bye-bye.